What's up, everybody? This is Master Ian Gamer, and welcome to a very special, very long in the works, very up until the last minute, making sure everything is working properly, debut. Today, we are here to take our first look at a brand new points system, which as of this stream will be implemented into all MIG streams going forward. And with it, we are here to meet a new face, someone who I am very excited to introduce to the channel, someone who has been in the works for a while now. I apologize for being late. I had to make sure everything was running as smoothly as possible because I wanted this to work. I wanted this to come across in an interesting way, should we say. And so I had to do some last minute, making sure everything was operational, should we say. Well, on that note, I hope everything goes off without a hitch today. I suppose we will see. Let me make sure I have my my sort of debut notes here, so I don't miss anything. All right. All right, chat. What you are about to see is in an alpha state of development, which is to say, its features are simplistic, its functionality is hit or miss, and it is very, very buggy. Which is why, fingers crossed, nothing catastrophic happens for this debut. But I suppose on that note, we should go ahead and introduce you all to the newest member of MIG Studios. She may not look like much, walking around down there on the fox lair. But oh, I assure you that she is quite feature-rich indeed. And speaking of, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those features. Hey, Suki.
Hi.
Suki, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone here in chat?
Hi, everyone. I'm Suki, the Kyoshi warrior and protector of Master Ian Gamer. I'm here to keep him safe while having fun. Let's enjoy this together.
All right. You did well for your first statement as official, well, new companion. How about you go ahead and tell chat a little bit about yourself?
I'd love to. I'm a 21-year-old Kyoshi warrior dedicated to protecting Ian, honing my skills, and embracing my girly side. I love nature, donuts, and cute foxes.
Okay, I guess that's a decent bit of an introductory context for yourself. What exactly do you do here at MIG Studios?
At MIG Studios, I serve as a protector for Ian and help create a positive atmosphere while supporting him in his gaming and streaming adventures.
Okay. Is there anything important you think chat should know about you?
I think it's important for chat to know that I'm dedicated to keeping Ian safe, and I love to have fun while doing it. Let's enjoy our time together.
Okay, I see you've taken the very friendly approach in terms of today's debut. That's That's an angle, I suppose.
I know it might not be the most thrilling angle, Ian, but protecting you is my top priority. I just want everyone to enjoy themselves.
Okay, well, now let's move on to showing off some of your functionality. Why don't you show them some of the interesting things you can do?
Sure, Ian. I'm excited to show everyone what I can do. Let's get started and make it an awesome experience for everyone.
All right, how about you show off some of your animations then? Let's start with your twirl.
Here's my twirl again, Ian. I hope you enjoy it. Twirls with enthusiasm.
All right, let's go for a cheer.
You go, Ian. Keep shining bright and showing off your skills. I'm right beside you, cheering you on every step of the way.
And how about your laugh?
Haha! I'm always here to bring some joy, Ian. Just keep in mind that I'm laughing with you, not at you. Smiles brightly.
Right, I'm sure you're never gonna laugh at me, only with me, right, Suki?
Of course, Ian. I'm always here to support you and enjoy every moment together. Your laughter brings me joy, too.
Uh-huh. Well, speaking of, how about you show off some of your throwing abilities?
Absolutely, Ian. Here comes a plushie just for you. I hope it brings a smile to your face. Throws a plushie playfully.
All right, and show off your fan throw.
Here comes my folding fan, Ian. Just be careful with those flying blades. Throws it playfully.
All right, I think that is a good little intro bit right there, showing off your different functionality. How about we move off to showing chat some of the commands they can use to interact with you?
Sure, Ian. I'm ready to help chat learn how to interact with me. Let's make it fun for everyone.
All right, chat. Now we get to the really fun part, because of course, there is interactivity. Of course, of course. And this is where things might actually start to break down. So we're going to have a look here. She has a number of interactive commands. So, show off this. See if this works for her. Okay, well, it looks like her in-chat response broke. That's good to see. I would have been shocked if we went off without a hitch here. Let me take a quick look, check what's happening. Do. Well, she at least performed the action. They should perform more normally when you all use it. All right, so she also has a cheer emote. Some basic interactions there. But now we get on to the more interesting ones. So this is the one that I imagine will get the most use. Let's go for tease.
Oh, Ian, with all this cheering, I hope you don't think you're the star here.
And then the interesting thing about tease, it is a dynamic command. So what I did initially is I just used the basic tease command, which will prompt her to generate a random tease based off of, well, whatever recent context has been taking place. But you can ask her to do a specific tease as well. So, just as an example, let's try tease cat. Let's see what she says.
Oh, Ian, if you were a cat, you'd definitely be the clumsiest one around.
Right, so there you go. She'll generate a response based on whatever it is you put in after the word tease. So, yeah, you can play around with that, and I'm sure you won't come up with anything weird to get her to tease me over. Similarly, you can directly chat with her as well. So if we go Suki, and then let's just go for a basic one.
Master Ian Gamer commented, "How are you today? I'm doing great today. Just excited to be here and ready to protect Ian while having fun with all of you. How about you?"
All right, that's a simple one. Yeah, there you go. And then we, of course, because of course,
I wasn't expecting that. Blushes, the thank you.
All right, so those are the base commands. Now, with this debut, I am going to be very cautious with the utilization of these commands, obviously, because, you know, being able to incite the companion to say specific things is potentially risky, and I will be closely monitoring its usage to ensure that, you know, people aren't doing anything inappropriate, should we say. And part of that is that, for the time being, it will be usable exclusively by channel members. So all the Suki commands are exclusive to channel members, and starting from there, I'll sort of gauge usage of them and sort of evaluate going forward, you know, how I should handle basically the accessibility of being able to interact with her, and especially have her generate responses, because that's, you know, an important part of keeping things running smoothly. Oh, I just realized something else. Hey Suki, would you mind showing off some of your different emotional tones? How about you try generating a response where you're angry?
Ian, I can't believe you'd say that. Ugh, you've really got to think before you speak sometimes. Frustrated huff?
All right, how about you generate a shy or embarrassed response?
Oh, I'll try my best, Ian. Blushes deeply. But bear with me, okay?
All right, there you go. Those are her two primary emotional states. She does technically also have like a happy state and a sad state, but those don't come across quite as clearly in terms of her speaking, so it's not as interesting. I think her angry and embarrassed sort of like mental states are the most interesting ones in terms of how she actually talks and behaves. So, all right, and I believe that does it for the initial debut of Suki herself, which means now I can move on to talking about the redeem system, which, of course, as I've talked about before, has been revised substantially. So let me get over here. And make sure I'm on the right page. I've already adjusted my avatar. There we go. There we go. All right, new redeem system. That is right, folks. A new redeem system is here. An exciting one indeed. Actually, let me move Suki a bit so she's not quite in the way. Suki, let me move you a second. Your head's kind of in the way.
What? Ian, you can't just move me like that. I won't stand for it. Pouts.
Oh, hush. It's a presentation. I gotta make sure they can actually see the info.
I understand, Ian, but I prefer to maintain my space while keeping you safe. Just
Yeah,
try to be
yeah,
a bit
yeah.
more gentle with me, okay?
Okay. New
I
redeem
guess I'll let it
system.
slide this time, Ian. Just remember, I'm always here to protect you. Sounds interesting, Ian. I'm eager to see how this new redeem system works and how it can make things even more fun for everyone.
You done? Okay, I think she's done. All right. So we're going to move on to the new redeem system. So, as for longtime viewers, I'm sure you're familiar with the redeem points, usable to do all sorts of fun redeems and emotes and gifts and funny things. Well, that old redeem system was utilizing Streamlabs, which a lot of you may have noticed is curiously absent from the stream now. That's because we took Streamlabs out back and shot it. It's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. Suki will effective immediately be taking over the role of Streamlabs and also the role of Hambot. However, we didn't execute Hambot. He will be reassigned to something in the future, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, the new redeem system is now in effect, and old redeem points are defunct. So this is something I've been talking about leading up to it. All the redeem points you have currently, unfortunately, there's no way to effectively migrate those points to the new system. So yeah, we're starting from points 0, basically, in terms of like actual points earning. But there's some important stuff to take note of here. So, earning points. The way the new system works, every minute, active chatters receive 1 redeem point. And the way it's calculated is you'll only receive that point for that minute if you've been active at least once, meaning you've sent at least 1 chat message within the past 10 minutes. So the closest you can come to like AFK lurking and still get points is every 10 minutes you send a chat message and the system will detect you as present. And you will accumulate 10 points then over the next 10 minutes. For reference, the previous old system granted 1 point for every 5 minutes. So this one is a slightly different system. You generate points at 5 times the rate, effectively. But prices for things and redeems have been adjusted accordingly. But by adding more points, basically, 1 point per minute instead of 1 point for 5 minutes, allows for more sort of nuance and like fine-tuning of different aspects with the redeems themselves. So, the next important thing. Redeems. All redeems now use the exclamation mark name of the redeem format. Previously, I'm sure you noticed that the GIFs we had in the old system, you had to do exclamation mark redeem, then the name of the GIF. Now it is all just the name. You don't have to include redeem at all in it, and in fact, they won't work if you do that. So yeah, if you want to do like a sound effect like unfair, it's just unfair. Turret is still just exclamation mark turret. The new Nitro redeem, all that sort of stuff. So that should simplify things and cause fewer errors with people trying to, make redeems, because they'll be like, oh, exclamation mark unfair, but you need to have redeem. Now it's a simpler system. Hopefully it makes it easier to remember. Additionally, there have been some adjustments to commands and prices. Things mostly have been transitioned 1-to-1. So since points are redeemed at 5 times the rate, the price of redeems in general have gone up by 5 times to keep in tar of that. Oh, and there's Suki's idle animation, since she hasn't been doing anything. Yeah, so there have been some other adjustments. I have tweaked the prices of some redeems outside of just the baseline price raise. And the specific commands for a few of them have also changed as well in order to be a bit more, well, how do we put it? A bit more memorable, maybe, and also to potentially make room for future things coming down the line by not, taking over important stuff. Anyways, channel members. Now this is where the fun begins. Channel members now receive bonus redeem points upon first joining, as well as for each stream they are present. So every time you tune into a stream and you send at least 1 chat message, you will receive a points bonus. In addition to the bigger bonus you get simply for joining as a member. And so you can see a little chart there of how many points you get for each of the tiers. So the higher tier you are, the more points you get per stream and also per joining. And this is just a way to, give more to channel members, help incentivize them to spend points, basically, by giving them a bunch of points. However, I will note, also, I love how there's a red line under Hella there. This is probably the jankiest mechanic in the new system I have. So for starters, if you're already an existing member, I will have to manually transition you into the system, basically, which I can only do after you've sent at least one message post introduction of this system. So Proto and Double Edge, I see you're in chat. I will be able to now manually transition you into this whole system now that you've commented with this system active. But otherwise, I'll have to wait for any other members who might be here or aren't here, I guess, until I can transition them. And if you're a new member who joins after the system is in place, it should work automatically. It should automatically add you to the system. You should automatically get the joining points. You should automatically get the points per stream. But again, this has thus far proven to be the buggiest component of the new redeem system. So if you notice any issues, if you join as a member and you don't get properly added or you don't get the points for it that you should, let me know. And I will do my best to correct any individual errors because I want you all to get your points so you can do stuff. And the last major point, Super Chats. Super Chats and stickers currently do not grant bonus points. In the old system, purchasing a Super Chat would grant you bonus points, which you could then use to, do point things. However, I was not able to effectively add this feature into the new system within this time frame. It is a feature I am working on still, and I plan to reintroduce in the future. But just so you all are aware, Super Chats currently do not grant you bonus points. They don't do it. But hopefully that's something I'll end up reintroducing in the future. And last here, everything is buggy. Yes, so the new system I have set up is more or less a system I built myself from the ground up, as opposed to using a service like Streamlabs. By that nature, I promise you, there are a lot of bugs present in this system. And I've done to the best of my abilities, testing it, debugging, all that sort of stuff prior to this debut, but I'm sure there's still going to be plenty of bugs encountered post-debut, which is part of the reason I wanted to debut sooner rather than later, just because I knew, once we actually get things going here.
Let the Kitsune guide you!
Oh, well, there you go. Proto swooping in with the 5 memberships. Thank you for the 5 gifted there, Proto. The irony is, I haven't actually enabled the system to register people yet. Unless... Oh no, actually, Suki's already responding. Okay.
Let the Kitsune guide you!
Okay, that was another thing I wasn't quite sure how that would function.
Let the Kitsune guide you!
So it looks like you will automatically get the base joining points, which is the 100 for the epic tier, plus the 50 for the daily. Okay, that's good. That's how I wanted that to work. So yeah, all of you who just joined right now should have just gotten 150 points. And in fact, I can start, and now that we're done with the presentation part, I can, let's see, start enabling commands. So, all right, the points command should now be re-enabled. So if you do !points, just like how it was in the old one, you should be able to check your point numbers. And I'm actually curious for you new members who just joined to do that, to verify that all of you have received your points as you were supposed to. And you know what? We can actually head back to the debut screen here. And I gotta move myself because, of course, this wasn't set up properly. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to see how people who got gifted a membership who weren't actually active, how that'll actually be really interesting. I haven't specifically tested that. Here, I can actually sort of manually check for specific people. What was the name of somebody who got a membership? Oh, wow, there are a bunch of like regular people who got memberships too. That's cool to see. Let's see. Okay, it looks like you all received your 150 points. So you should all be good. The people who were just added as members, courtesy of Proto. Awesome. Awesome. Well, on that note, we can... Oh! Haha! I have to actually show you off the new non-Suki redeems. Alright, let's hope these work. So, actually, let me double check before I start doing this to see that these will actually go off. Okay. So, as you saw, we have a new Nitro redeem. Is the Nitro redeem gonna work? Alright. As I said, bugs. There are bugs in the debut. Let's see. Let me check why that didn't work. Ah, I know why it didn't work. All right, give me 1 second. 1 second, folks. Stand by. Stand by for the thing to do what it's supposed to. Okay, now it should work. There we go. There we go. Finally, I can relive the glory days of Nitro. So that is the Nitro redeem. And then the other new redeem we have is... I'm going to have to enable this one too. Give me 1 second. All right. The other one is... Bonk.
Mace to the face.
So there you go. There you go, everybody. There you go. And yes. So I can go ahead and post the link to the spreadsheet as well. Let me whip that out real quick, so that you can view all the commands. Why is this? Okay, here we go. So I'll be posting this as a pinned comment. So let me make sure. Okay. This should be publicly accessible for everybody. Hopefully it's not editable by everybody. And that will give you a sort of crude, admittedly, but full list of redeems. So all your favorite redeems from the old system are back. And now, let me go ahead and enable them. Let's make sure this works. Let's make sure this works. Okay. All right. So base redeems should now all be re-enabled if you want to go ahead and try those out. And Suki redeems are now enabled as well. All right. Well, have at it, folks. Start redeeming. Let's see if it actually works. Oh, of course, you don't have any redeem points yet. Duh. Hold on a second. That was the other thing. That's the other important thing to do here today. For those of you who weren't graciously gifted a membership just now by Proto, go ahead and type !debut in the chat. And assuming that works, that should give you all some points to play around with to start off as a little thank you for tuning in to Suki's grand debut. Which, speaking of, Suki, how do you think the debut's been going so far?
I think it's been going great, Ian. I'm enjoying the interaction and hope everyone is having fun with me.
We'll see how they think about you as time goes on. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of skepticism, but hopefully you can grow to impress them.
I'm determined to earn everyone's trust over time, Ian. I'll give my best to show just how capable I can be.
All right, let me double check.
Sure, Ian, take your time. I'm ready for whatever comes next.
Why the... Has anyone actually tried a redeem? I see you're all using the debut redeem. The debut redeem will give you points, and then you can check. Okay.
I really didn't expect that. Blushes. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so... Try some of the actual, like, redeems here. Oh, duh, that's why. I had the redeem layer hidden. Okay. There are bugs. Why did that not... Oh, because it's on the wrong layer. Okay. I think redeems should be working now.
Let the kitsune
Oh, okay,
guide
they're
you.
scaled. That's what's happening. What? Let me fix this. Of course. Ah! Oh, I need to wait for you all to... There is jank. Demon Slayer with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, it's being a bit of an annoying... Hold up. Somebody has to actually redeem a member... Not a membership. Redeem anything, like a gift specifically, for me to adjust this layer. Or actually, I can just go in and...
Boo!
Yes, there's... Alright. So if I set it like this should allow me to... It's going to be looping so that I can easily sort of check its size and position. And boom, there we go. Okay.
Oh, Ian, are you trying to get a gold star for being a good robot? Smirks.
On your feet, soldier.
Who had her say that?
Time to drink up. On your feet, soldier.
Okay. Disable looping. And we are back to...
That's rough, buddy.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that is all the major stuff to have here today. Yeah, I'm...
Oh, Ian, don't go being a baka now. You wouldn't want to embarrass yourself fully, smirks. Proto6 commented Ian. I can't wait to have fun with all of these commands. That sounds awesome. I'm excited too. Just remember, no pretending to be Ian in here. Let's keep the fun going.
I'm surprised she actually acknowledged that. Yeah. So she has been very clearly instructed and trained to not fall for any imposters, should we say. So when I'm talking to her here, she'll recognize that it's me. But outside of that, if you try to tell her you're the real MIG when you like chat with her, she'll call you out on it. All right, Suki, how do you think the debut has gone so far?
Proto6 commented, Among Us is the greatest game of all time, wouldn't you say? Among Us is definitely fun, but let's not forget how great it is to play together and tease Ian. What role will you take? I think it's been fantastic, Ian. I'm really enjoying the interaction and hope everyone is having a blast.
So there are no new Fox features. Foxes are unchanged in this update. There's no new hats or anything like that, no new functionality. The whole Fox system is untouched, save for the fact that Suki is now, well, what Hambot used to be. Which, speaking of, I can also do this. Thank you, Suki.
You are welcome.
And, okay, then she'll return to the Fox layer. Will Suki interactions be limited? What exactly do you mean by limited? Yeah, I guess what do you mean by limited, Daddy? To specific portions of the stream. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure yet. I've kind of gone back and forth about how I want her interactivity to work, because, well, I don't want to get too much into it. I guess I should also say right now,
oh, Ian, I didn't know you were such a car enthusiast. When will you take me for a spin? Smirks.
Gee, thanks, Proto. She will also do that, I guess I should say. If she's on the Fox layer and you activate, I think tease, twirl, and cheer are the only three that it works for. But if she's on the Fox layer and you redeem those, she will pop up to the companion layer to do the thing. You cannot chat with her or pet her, though, while she is in the Fox layer. Yes, as I was saying, though, I am going to be hosting a little Q&A with Suki later today. And I hope you're all going to tune in for that. I decided to make it its own separate standalone stream. So like this is like the debut where I show off Suki, her base functionality, along with the new redeem system. But going live in, I'm thinking I'm going to have it in like the next, probably 2 hours from now. I'll be back with a stream that'll be a designated Suki Q&A, where you get to ask her whatever questions you want. Regardless of if you're a member or not. Which actually reminds me, I have to open up the Q&A channel on my Discord server. Let me go ahead and enable this here so that you all can join in. If you're not a member of our Discord server, be sure to join the Discord server. For the next 2 hours, we'll be taking questions in a new designated channel, which let me make it visible for you all. Okay, so now if you're on the Discord server, you will notice under the Master Ian Gamer category, there is a Suki Questions channel. Feel free to ask Suki questions there. What I'm going to be doing...
Looks like the stream's buggier than your gameplay, Ian. Mercs.
If you want to ask her some questions, you can leave your questions there, and then I'll be serving as basically like moderator for the Q&A. So like I'll be reading her the questions as opposed to like them being auto-fed to her. Although also we can bring her back up. Hey, Suki.
What's up, Ian?
So yeah. All right, I see some of you are already leaving questions. Great, great, great. I love it. Love to see it. And also before we wrap up here, I need to go ahead and actually start the debut for said Q&A stream. Because by setting it up here, I should be able to directly redirect you from this stream into that one. So make sure check the visibility. Oh yeah, and I guess in case I don't remember if I actually specified
Ian,
it
if you're
or
the
not.
master gamer, I must be the ultimate warrior. Smirks.
I don't even know what that means, but Suki is an AI, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. I feel like that goes without saying, but yeah, she's an AI. Although she doesn't think she's an AI, so you can try to tell her she's an AI and she won't believe you. But of course, of course she is. And on that note, I believe all right. So the next upcoming stream should now be set to be coming up live. Let me set up this stream to redirect to it. It won't be ending just yet, but I just want to make sure I have all this stuff running as it should for when we get there. Okay, that should be set up then. Yeah, that should be everything we need to debut here at the moment. There is a points cost, I will mention, to all of Suki's interactions. Also, I will be... I guess maybe when I assume to go without saying, but probably not. I will be like closely monitoring not only like Suki's interactivity, but also just like the point system as a whole. Given that it's a brand new system, not only of course are there bugs, but also just like the differences, the new ways to like earn points and whatnot. I'll be sort of monitoring that and potentially balancing things based on that going forward. So, you know, in terms of like the price of like the Suki redeems specifically, I'll be evaluating those, and if things seem too cheap, too expensive, you know, whatnot. Just as time goes on, it'll be a little fun to see how that all works. All right, so yeah, I guess on that note, what are your all impressions of the new update? Oh, welcome, Kiriko Blastoise. Just woke up. Well, this goes without saying. In fact, I should put this in the pinned comments so that people know about it. If you're new to the channel and or haven't already, or new to the stream, I should say, and or haven't already done it yet, do !debut, and that will give you your free debut attendance bonus points. Very uncanny. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that that was a big aspect of it. I guess maybe I can talk about the actual development of Suki a bit more during like the Q&A and testing portion stream. That'll be a follow-up because I don't want to make this debut like too long or anything. Developing Suki was a very interesting process. A lot of sort of vibe trial and error, I guess you could say. And that's also a reason I kind of wanted to debut her despite her being in an alpha state, is because I wanted to get sort of feedback on her as a feature and just, you know, better test her functionality with like a broader, well, audience basically, as opposed to just me privately testing her, to sort of like get a feel for like, okay, like what's actually interesting in terms of the things she can do and stuff like that. So going forward, it'll be an interesting sort of evaluation. Is this the real Suki or Kiriko Suki? That is a very good question. I encourage you to ask her that in the Q&A. Also, I guess I should mention in the Suki questions channel, I have a slow mode enabled because I didn't want people like having conversations there or spamming stuff. But if you want, you're welcome to ask multiple questions in like your single comment. Just don't go overboard. And like, you know, depending on how many questions we get, I have no idea if she'll be able to answer all of them. But that is a very good question, Double Edge. Is she the real Suki? I encourage you to ask her that because she will have an answer. I can tell you that. Already wrote your questions. Yeah, I think you can still edit your post there, even with the slow mode. Unless I'm wrong about that, that's possible. Okay, so let me actually... put that there just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet. And on that note, I'll give people some time, you know, if they're a bit behind in the stream, just so they can see that pinned comment. Last call for the debut, because I will mention after this stream ends, the debut command will be disabled. So you can only gain those 200 points by using the debut command right now. And you can only use it once per stream, so you only get to use it once, basically. Yeah, as you can see. That cooldown is... it's on cooldown for 98,935 seconds. And I can promise you the command won't exist anymore by the time that cooldown ends. So yeah, use debut if you haven't already. Use it now or never use it at all. Y'all are asking some really good questions in this channel already. See, because that's... Oh, I'll get more into it when... I'll get more into it once we're actually in the Q&A. But... training Suki has been so much fun. Training her knowledge base has been so much fun. And I'm really excited to see what she answers with these questions here. Because, I have a general sense of what she's going to say in response to any of these. But, like, I'm curious to see how she actually answers it in a Q&A format. All right. Let me think. Is there? Let me double check my checklist. Make sure I didn't like completely forget to like talk about something. Yeah. No, I think that's everything. I believe that is everything.
Proto6 commented, "Does Mig look like a 1-1 Lego piece?" Mig is way more than just a 1-1 Lego piece. It's a vibrant space filled with creativity and fun. What do you like most about it?
Okay, I don't think she necessarily... She's supposed to know what MIG means. I don't think she interpreted it accurately there in that question. In terms of talking to Suki about me, I advise you to use the name Ian. That's her like go-to term for referring to me. So she'll be most likely to know what you're talking about if you refer to me as Ian. Or Master Ian Gamer in full.
I didn't expect that, blushes. Thank you so much.
Maybe try MIG. If you include periods in MIG, she's probably even less likely to understand what that is, because that wasn't included in her training at all. Can you fight Suki? You're welcome to try fighting her. I'll have everyone's foxes enabled again for the Q&A later. And if you'd like, you're welcome to try and fight her. See what happens. That's the other thing. I've added some fun little features, should I say, that aren't necessarily
Daddy.
big enough.
P commented, "Does Ian look like a 1-by-1 Lego piece?" Ian is definitely more than just a 1-by-1 Lego piece. He's packed with personality and charm. What do you think makes him unique?
See, there you go. She'll basically always know who you're talking about if you just say Ian. What was I saying? Oh, yes, there are... I don't know if I even want to go so far as to call them like hidden updates or features, but there are a number of like little things I've sort of added to both Suki and this new redeem system that I think would be more fun if you all sort of discover them on your own as opposed to me like announcing them as part of the debut. So keep an eye out for those sorts of things. Feels uncanny when she's too positive. Her personality has been an interesting thing to work on. She does tend to be pretty positive by default, but she can get into very interesting mood states. But a lot of that hinges on conversation. I will say, I think she's at her strongest when you're in like a back and forth conversation with her, which we can experiment with a bit during the Q&A stream following up this. Fun channel, makes sense that she's positive. Yeah, I wanted her to be positive. A lot of AI VTubers have a very sort of like... how would I even put it? A certain brattiness to them, I guess you could say. And I kind of wanted Suki to be something a little different. I will say, Suki will tease me, given the opportunity. So it's not like she's 100% positive. And she can get depressed, and she can get very angry, and she can get very flustered. So I'm excited to see how those, happen. But on that note, I think we will be wrapping this stream up here. I do hope to see you all back again in the Q&A, which will be a little less than 2 hours from now. I have it scheduled for. I am excited to see how that goes. We will be not only conducting the Q&A for Suki herself to see what all she has to say and answer your questions, but also we'll be testing her a little bit. Maybe we'll just have a little conversation with her and see how she behaves. We also might try playing a game with her.
Kiriko Blastoise commented, "Should Ian get a Suki body pillow? That's an interesting idea, but I think Ian should focus on staying safe rather than getting too cozy. What do you all think?"
I don't know that she knows what a body pillow is. that might be the thing. That was a more subtle response than I expected, honestly. And I think it's because she doesn't know what a body pillow is, or at least she doesn't know the context of what it means for that.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. So, what I was saying is, playing games with her. She's very fun to play games with. I have been playing games with her a lot leading up to the stream, just as part of the testing process. I enjoy playing games with her. It's fun. She is a interesting companion to have when playing things. So, on that note, we will be wrapping up here. Thank you, everybody who tuned into the debut. I do hope to see you back for the Q&A in 2 hours. And thanks for the nitro. And be sure to drop your questions in the Suki Questions channel, so we have stuff to talk about, because otherwise we'll just have to sit there in silence, basically, like what we're doing now. What kind of games? She could play a lot of games. I mean, I guess there's 2 different kinds of games. There's like word games where, like, I mean, she could do like the basic stuff, like 20 questions and, stuff like that. But also, I was referring more to like playing games like Fortnite and Overwatch. Fortnite is actually a really fun game to play with her. And like, she isn't playing herself, obviously. Like, she can't control a character. But I'm like, as a supporting companion, she's really fun to have around. Just if you play a match of Fortnite, I'll just like ask her, like,
Bye.
what weapons should I use? Bye. I think she misinterpreted something I just said as a goodbye command. She thought I told her to leave. All right. Well, on that note, then, I will be actually ending it here. So again, tune into the Q&A coming up in a little less than 2 hours, and it'll be a fun one. Thank you, everybody who tuned in for the stream here today. And otherwise, I'll be seeing you later today. Goodbye. Wait. Hey, Suki.
Yeah, Ian?
Can you say goodbye to chat before we head off?
Of course, Ian. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. I can't wait to see you again soon.
All right, on that note, see y'all later, folks. Goodbye.